picks and bans, and unsurprisingly, they are going to ban out Morgana just as before.
Yep.
And they're also going to say, hey, Elements, we're going to ban out that Blitzcrank, thank you very much. So a couple of respect bans coming out as well. Zyra once again banned out against TSM Evo, and this time Vladimir still the ban for the red team. This one's going to be aimed at Salsi. Salsi, a phenomenal, basically an OG Vladimir player. He's one of the original guys to say, yeah, Vladimir's awesome. We saw him try to run that at the Season 1 championship. He's amazing at that. And another respect ban coming out from TSM Evo, dropping out Karthus away from Curse.
They're going to be able to pick up Alistar again. Funny enough, Alistar banned out pretty much every game in the European regionals. Now we're seeing him here in NA, and this is because, as I said before, the teams have done their homework. They say, you know what? Alistar isn't one of their best picks. I think we can leave that in game. There are more pertinent things we need to focus on to really shut this team down. We're seeing, again, somewhat of the same picks, so it's really going to have to be the composition of TSM Evo to come out stronger than the key factors of Curse. They really just played their game last time. Like you said, a few falters in the beginning, but they were able to come out very big on top as Saint was able to get aggressive.
Yeah, so as you just said, we've got a couple of similar picks here. The Nunu, the Alistar, the Lulu, we saw them before. The one big play here for Team Still Unlimited is interesting because they ran the Twisted Fate before, is they've now grabbed Shen, and Shen also has a global range teleport. Now Shen's most likely going to be in the top lane. He's going to have to fight up against Westrise, and we'll see how Westrise can handle that matchup. But Shen's going to be able to kind of push, sustain in lane, be tanky, and then show up to a fight out of nowhere. His ultimate, Stand United, like I said, has global range, can hit any teammate on the map. It gives him a shield, a very big shield. It's going to keep you alive for a while, and then he's going to appear 3 seconds later. And so if you try to jump in for a fight, Shen appears, suddenly it's a 4v3 instead of a 3v3, plus a shield on top of that. It's going to be scary.
Yeah, and actually a sweet pick on Cassiopeia, a huge reinitiator. Usually you see the fight going in with an unstoppable force from Malphite, you know, Alistar running in there, but Cassiopeia is a reinitiation champion unless you have that bushwhack, being able to sit in the brush with your entire team and just scream out Cassiopeia's ultimate, stunning the entire opposing team. An awesome pick there, and it just helps their poke comp. And we see Orianna being picked up, played by Ocelot a lot in the European regionals, a very formidable AP mid carry coming into this tournament, and a Nautilus in the jungle. He's going to have a lot of presence. A slower jungler can clear the jungle fast, but once he's in lane, you definitely need to get out because he will make big plays happen.
Yeah, I really like this pickup here overall from TSM Evo. They've got an amazing front line here with Shen plus Nautilus, and I think that was actually something that faltered last time, was again, Alistar was so broke that he wasn't able to be a full tank, and the only other melee champion on that roster was Rumble, who's trying to be a mage and not a tank. So it's a little bit scarier for him to you know, stay in the front line and survive, and thus Curse was able to kind of run through that front line, deal a whole heck of a lot of damage, and make it scary. But now you've got Shen dedicated to a solo lane. He's going to be big and beefy. Nautilus, I think his natural tankiness is up there with Alistar, and you put the two of them together, and you've got a really great front line. Behind that, you've got Lulu and Orianna, who can both put shields on their teammates, and Orianna plus Ezreal are going to be the two big carries for this match, and they have a lot of damage output available to them. So I would categorize TSM Evo as being very, very safe, very tanky, quite mobile actually as well, but the difficulty here is going to be, can Curse break through their front line?
Yeah, we're going to see actually Westrise picking up one of his more favorite champions of recent days. He's going to be taking that Darius. We may definitely see a different game from him. Darius, having a good amount of armor early game, is going to be able to punch down that double comp if he gets set up against those two top laners again, if they decide to switch up those lanes. So he will be having a little bit better time there. He can keep himself ranged a bit, so we'll have to see how Westrise fares during this matchup, or if the team is once again forced to swap the lanes back to make it easier in the early game.
Yeah, and the difficulty as well overall for Darius is that execute, the way it works. It deals true damage, so you don't have to worry about, you know, mitigation and armor and magic resist so much. But the difficulty here is a shield can block the damage. And now Darius' ultimate, right, deals significant true damage to a single target. If it kills, if that is the killing blow to that target, the cooldown is refreshed and you can cast it again and kill a different champion. However, TSM Evo's lineup has self-shields on Shen and Nautilus. Shen, Orianna, and Lulu can all shield a teammate, which means good luck executing someone when out of nowhere they've gained 800 health.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we are jumping into game 2 here, How will TSM Evo respond after the first game where Curse pretty much played that map objectives? We'll have to find out. Let him hear you if you want to see TSM bring this into a game 3. Let's hear it for TSM Evo.
And on the flip side, if you want to see Curse close it out for a 2-0, let me hear you guys cheer in the audience for Curse.
Curse definitely with a lot of the crowd behind them now. However, feeling pretty good as well. Like I said, TSM Evo on their heels after that surrender, but we have seen it happen, even at the North American Regionals. A team surrenders to play a 20-minute match that looks like their opposing teams are surrender. So we'll have to see what TSM Evo really had in mind during that surrender vote, what they were going to do to come out on this, and will it be different? They're already invading a lot more than they did before. It was really just a standoff last game.
This is going to be interesting overall because Curse invaded in order to ward the other team's golem. The thing is, that was already warded by TSM Evo. So Evo knows that Curse is waiting around for that, and actually, they're choosing to play safely. They're actually going to move themselves defensively. They're going to move down to their own Lizard buff. Saul is going to raid around to the mid lane, but everyone else is going to kind of babysit Unstoppable on Nautilus and let him get his early start here. And so we're going to see how that pans out for them because Evo are playing a very, very safe level 1. Ultimately, there's actually no aggression from Curse whatsoever. They're actually just going to kind of clear their own jungle and be very safe about it.
Yeah, Unstoppable not looking to get that blue first, so he's going to grab this, and it looks like they're going to go for the fast gank. Having that Nautilus in lane, the amount of just pull that he has, and slow, he can stick to an enemy champion like no other. They're going to really utilize that, and we can see fast reds from both junglers.
Yeah, so Unstoppable on Nautilus. Have that Lizard buff is going to make his ganks very, very scary, and actually he does save his smite overall, so his smite will be back up and he can use that to take down his golem camp or maybe to invade for something. And on the same side, St. Vicious twice in a row now on that jungle Nunu. If you add the Lizard buff on top of his own Ice Blast slow, he's going to be very, very dominant. He's going to be a very, very scary force here. Actually, an interesting choice. He's going to actually invade here for this golem camp, and the support Alistar is waiting in the wings as well. You know, both sides have this warded. We'll see if a Smite Steal is available, or if they're going to get this one for free.
That was a really great ward, and they are going to take it down. It's going to have to be Unstoppable now, focusing on just this Anchor Toss and Riptide to really make the kill happen. Will he be able to get in? Actually, I think he just possibly hit level 3, so he has all of them with his W as well. So we'll have to see if he can really get down through that. Focus on the top lane here. Wings of Death just on the side, but St. Vicious and Elements as well, waiting in the wing, watching Westrice. Westrice playing very cautious here. He's not playing that aggressive style. He knows he just needs to say, hey, I'm alone. You should probably initiate on me. And there it is. Will he get the apprehended? No, he does not. Just going for the attack, and they are going to have to back off from that. He just hit level 2, and that would have been great 1 minion earlier.
Yeah, I'm surprised I actually went that early. I don't know if he misjudged how much experience he would gain, but I thought, yeah, okay, wait around and hit level 2, then he'll go in. And he went in just at level 1, and you just saw how safe Wings was playing, and he knew that jungle invades were available. They just saw the support and jungler on the left side of the map, and he was like, hold up, let's wait around a little bit, let's be a little bit safe.
So Unstoppable actually getting the blue from St. Vicious. He went around and grabbed his own. A very nice job there. It looks like he's going to head top lane. There's the attack from Westrice. He's a little too far, though. He flashes over to Tribush. An amazing job. Does Cassiopeia have enough time to make it up? It looks like the mids are actually focusing on each other. And again, an omnipresent St. Vicious is there to make sure that he's safeguarded.
Meanwhile, after that bottom lane, Elements with some really good aggression puts Mashby down to half health. But because Elements was roaming for so long, it was a 2 versus 1 at this bottom lane. There's a big minion kill difference here. It's 20 on Mashby's Ezreal and only 11 on that Corki. But here comes Unstoppable again at that top lane. So much damage. Westrice does not have flash. This could be another first blood craft up. And just like last game, Wings of Death getting first blood thanks to Unstoppable. And it seems that his ganks really are unstoppable, and I had heard people complain that Unstoppable spends a little bit too much time farming and not enough ganking. That seems to not be the case here. Second time in a row, he's picked up first blood for Wings, and it's going to snowball that top lane ahead.
We'll have to see what he does. If he goes for that early Oracle again, may set himself behind, but right now, very much so helping his team. They're able to get that in headbutt, pulverized combination, but the AD carries are left to fight for themselves as the support go back and forth. Usually you'll see the AD carry just quickly jump on him, but they went for both supports. Elements kind of maybe misstepping there for a second with the shield that Lulu has, Nyut just throwing that on, and really the damage rate going in favor of TSM Evo there.
Yeah, both of them chugging through a few health potions right now. The one advantage for Curse, though, is Alistar has a heal. You
Right.
can keep Corki's health topped off by using that Triumphant Roar and just adding health to nearby teammates. We're going to see if that ends up being a really big force here, but Mashman right now just having to chug through some potions. We'll see if that's going to keep him alive. Unstoppable coming down through the jungle. He's been spotted by a ward, though, and Curse are going to be running away, and looks like they will be safe here.
Oh, the quick walk-in definitely would have gave him the initiation, but it didn't look like the team was quite ready. Cass coming back to mid, as I believe, no, she did not take Wraiths. Jackie just making sure he's covered on all ends. Cass quite easy to gank in the early part of the game. She does have that miasma to slow, but if it's just missed, you can grab her quite easily. She's not hitting those Qs as well. Westrice again playing aggressive. It did cost him last time, but he's just trying to last hit now. It looks like he's freezing as much as possible. Wings of Death playing this very smart, just using his energy right now for Vorpal Blades. There's no reason to go on and get that damage over time tick that Darius can put on you.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take a lot of damage. The good thing here for Shen, played by Wings of Death, is he has some sustain. He can get his health back up by landing a Vorpal Blade on something and just striking it with a basic attack. It's going to give you a bit of health regeneration for a few seconds, so he can keep himself topped off. On top of that, he can shield himself from damage for a couple of seconds, and so